Today we will read Invitation to English 2 plus 2 second year. Topic is Nightingale and the Rose by Oscar Wilde. I will give you the main points. Red Rose. गोटे स्टूडेंट थिला से ताकू जहाँ भल पाला प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर को ताकू से कहता गोटे रेड रोज आने सहित डांस कर कि जेहतु किसी रेड रोज नाला से मन दुख थी तो नाइटिंगेल शुणिला सी कहला मुझे तुमको गोटे रेड रोज आनिक देवी खोजिला शेष में निज साक्रिफाइस कला जीवन को साक्रिफाइस कर रेड रोज आनला आनी तो देला स्टूडेंट पाइला फिलोसफी स्टूडेंट थी मैंने नाइटिंगेल कौन रिप्रेजेंट कर गुडनेस भर्चु और साक्रिफाइस लास्ट रेड रोज पाइला गाल रिजेक्ट करदेला कारण से मनी और जुएल्सटा बेस इंपोर्टाट था मैच कर बर्तमान बहीटा पढ़ा क्लीयर बुझा स्टोरी मेन पॉइंट कहली बर्तमान पढ़ी क्लीयरली बुझीपर लाइन बाय लाइन पढ़ा यहाँ हूँ नाइटिंगेल एंड द रोज बाय ऑस्कर वाइल्ड डायरेक्ट स्टोरी आसवा She said that she would dance with me if I brought her red roses, cried the young student. But in all my garden there is no red rose. छोटो स्टूडेंट थिला से कहला से मो संगे लभर डांस करियो प्रोफेसर झील यदि गोटे रेड रोज आनियो गार्डन गोटे रेड रोज नहीं फ्रॉम आवर नेस्ट इन द ओक ट्री नाइटिंगेल हार्ड हिम एंड शी लुक्ड आउट थ्रू द लीव्स एंड वंडर्ड नाइटिंगेल कथा शुणिला देखिला नो रेड रोज इन माय एंटायर गार्डन ही क्राइड एंड हिज ब्यूटीफुल आईज फिल्ड विथ tears and happiness depends on such little things. I have read all the wise men have written and all the secrets of philosophy are mine, yet for want of a red rose is my life made wretched. से फिलोसफी पढ़ी फिलोसफी स्टूडेंट पिलाटा सब फिलोसफी पढ़ी लाइफ कितनी से कहला हापिनेस ये छोट जिन अच्छी रेड रोज अच्छी झीटा तो चाहूँगी हियर इज ए ट्रू लवर से नाइटिंगेल कथा शुणी कहला ये हूँ प्रकृत लवर हिज हेयर इज डार्क as the night and his leaves are red as the rose of his desire. जहाँ को भल पाऊँ रेड रोज को तार लिप लाल अच्छी हेयर मतलब ब्लाक अच्छी बट ऑन पैसन हैज मेड हिज फेस लाइक पेल आइवरी एंड सरो इज अपन हिज ब्रो कि मन दुख करुच्ची कारण रेड रोज ना गार्डन में द प्रिंस गिव्स ए बॉल टुमोरो नाइट प्रिंस राजा पुओ जी सी गोटे बॉल डांस अरेंजमेंट कर मर्मट दि यंग स्टूडेंट से कहला एंड माई लव विल बी देयर मैंने भल पाँच झील से प्रोफेसनल झील से जीव इफ आई ब्रिंग हर ए रेड रोज सी विल डांस विथ मी टिल डाउन जदि मुझे रेड रोज देवी गोलाप फुलटे ताहले से मो सहित सकाल पर्यटन नाचो इफ आई ब्रिंग हर ए रेड रोज आई शैल होल्ड हर इन माई आर्म्स एंड सी विल लीन हर हेड अपन माई सोल्जर हाथ धरिकी बल डांस करती कांधे मुंड रखिकी नाचो एंड हर हैंड विल बी क्लास्प इन माइन हाथ हाथ धरिकी नाचे बट देयर इज नो रेड रोज इन माई गार्डन सो आई शैल सिट लोनली एंड सी विल पास मी बाय कि गार्डन जेहतु गोटे रेड रोज नहीं से झीटा पड़े पास कर बस लोनली सी विल डांस ओनली विथ अदर्स एंड माई हार्ट विल ब्रेक तार हार्ट ब्रेक हो मन दुख हम से अन्य नाचो नाइट आफ्टर नाइट आई हाव आई सॉन्ग ऑफ लव थॉट दी नाइटिंगेल नाइटिंगेल कहूँ राति पर राति लव सॉन्ग सब गाई गीत गीत गाए सुंदर एंड व्हाट आई सिंग ऑफ ही सफर्स व्हाट इज जॉय टू मी टू हिम इज पेन जोटा मो खुशी ताप दुख Surely love is a wonderful thing. It is more precious than emeralds and dearer than fine opals. Pearls and pomegranates cannot buy it. मैंने लव को कहीं किन पारे जिते दामिका जिन देले नॉर इज इट फॉर सेल इन द मार्केट प्लेस मार्केट किन पारे इट मे नॉट बी परचेज फ्रॉम दी मर्चेंट्स नॉर कैन इट बी वेक्ड आउट इन एक्सचेंज फॉर गोल्ड सुनारे भी किना पारे द म्यूजिशियंस विल प्ले अपन देयर स्ट्रिंग्स इंस्ट्रूमेंट सेट द यंग स्टूडेंट काली नाच बल डांस हम म्यूजिशियन गीत गाइबे प्ले करेंगे इंस्ट्रूमेंट माई लव विल डांस टू द साउंड ऑफ द हार्प एंड द भायोलिन बजेला नाचिव शी विल डांस सो लाइटली दैट हर फीट विल नॉट टच द फ्लोर एंड द कोटियर्स इन देयर गे ड्रेस विल थ्रंग अराउंड हर जो सी समस्त चारिपटे घेरीजे पाद तले लगे खुशी नाचो बट विथ मी सी विल नॉट डांस किंतु मो संगे से नाचो नहीं झीटा फॉर आई हैव नो रेड रोज टू गिव हर एंड ही flung himself down on the grass and buried his face in his hands and मो हाथ देखी कांदिला मन दुखरे घास पड़ी कारण मोर रेड रोज नहीं से मो से नाचबनी Why is you weeping? Asked a little green lizard. Green lizard ପଚାରିଲା କ'ଣ ପାଇଁ କାନ୍ଦୁଛି? As he ran past him with his tail in the air. ସେ ପଚାର କ'ଣ ପାଇଁ? Why indeed, she said. A butterfly. Butterfly କହିଲା who was fluttering about after a sunbeam. She is weeping for a red rose, said the nightingale. Nightingale ସେ ଗୋଟେ red rose ପାଇଁ କାନ୍ଦୁଛି. For a red rose, they cried. How? Very ridiculous. But the nightingale understand the secret of the student's sorrow. Nightingale ବୁଝିପାରିଲା ଦୁଃଖ କଥା. She sat silent in the oak tree and thought about the mystery of love. love ବିଷୟରେ ଚିନ୍ତା କଲା. Suddenly she spread her brown wings for light and soared into the air. ସେ ଉଡ଼ିଗଲା nightingale. She passed through the grove like a shadow, and like a shadow she sailed across the garden. पूरा बगीचा बुलिला. In the center of the lawn was standing a beautiful rose tree, and when she saw it, she flew over it to it and lit upon a spray. ତାକୁ ଯାଇ କହିଲା give me a red rose, she cried, and I will sing you my sweetest song. ମୋତେ ଫୁଲ ଦେଲେ ଗୋଲାପ ଫୁଲ ମୁଁ ସବୁଠୁ sweetest song ଗାଇବି. But the tree shook its head. କିନ୍ତୁ ଗଛ ମନା କଲା. My roses are white, it answered, as white as the foam of the sea and whiter than the snow. କହିଲା ମୋର ଫୁଲ ଗୁଡ଼ାକ ପୁରା ସ୍ନୋଠୁ ମଧ୍ୟ ଧଳା ଅପ୍ ମାଉଣ୍ଟେନ୍ରେ. But go to my brother who grows beneath the student's window and perhaps he will give you what you want. କିନ୍ତୁ ମୋ ଭାଇ ପାଖକୁ ଯା ଯେ ଷ୍ଟୁଡେଣ୍ଟସ୍ ଝରକା ପାଖରେ ଅଛି ସେ ତୁମକୁ ଦେଇପାରେ. So the nightingale flew over to the rose tree that was growing beneath the student's window. Give me a red rose, she cried. ସେ କହିଲା ମୋତେ red rose ଦିଅ, and I will sing you my sweetest song. ମୁଁ ମୋର ସବୁଠୁ ଭଲ ଗୀତ ଗାଇବି. But the tree shook its head. ସେ କହିଲା my roses are red, it answered, as red as the feet of the dove. ସେ କହିଲା ପୁରା ଲାଲ ଡୋଭର ପାଦ ଭଳିଆ. And redder than the great fans of coral that wave and wave in the ocean cavern. But the winter has chilled my veins, and the frost has nipped my buds, and the storm has broken my branches, and I shall have no roses all this year. Stormରେ ଗଛ ପତ୍ର ଭାଙ୍ଗି ଯାଇଛି, କୁହୁଡ଼ିରେ ସବୁ ଭାଙ୍ଗି ଯାଇଛି, ବଡ଼ ବଡ଼ ଥଣ୍ଡା ପଡ଼ିଯାଇଛି, ମୁଁ ଆଉ ଫୁଲ ନାହିଁ. One red rose is all I want, cried the nightingale. Only one red rose is there. No way by which I can get it. ସେ କହିଲା କିଛି ଉପାୟ ନାହିଁ ଯେଉଁଠି ମୁଁ ପାଇବି ଏଟାକୁ. There is a way, answered the tree, but it is so terrible that I dare not tell it. ଏତେ କଷ୍ଟକର ଯେ ମୁଁ କହିବିନି. Tell it to me, said nightingale. I am not afraid. ମୁଁ ଡରିବି, ମୋତେ କୁହ. If you want a red rose, said the tree, you must build it out of music by moonlight and stain it with your own heart's blood. ତ ତୁମ ନିଜ ରକ୍ତ ଦେଇକି ତାକୁ ତିଆରି କରିବ ମୁନଲାଇଟ୍ରେ ଗୀତ ଗାଇକିରି. You must sing to me with your breast against a thorn. ତୁମ ମୋର ଯେଉଁ କଣ୍ଟା ଅଛି ତା ତୁମ ଛାତି ଲଗେଇକିରି ଗାଇବ. All night long you must sing, and the thorn must pierce your heart, and your life blood must flow into my veins and become mine. ତୁମ ଜୀବନ ରକ୍ତ ଗଲା ପରେ ମୋ ଦେହରେ ମିଶିବ, ତୁମ ଜୀବନ ଚାଲିଯିବ, ମୋ ଦେହରେ ମିଶିଗଲା ପରେ ମୁଁ ତାକୁ ଦେବି ଫୁଲଟାକୁ. Death is a great price to pay for a red rose. ହେଲା ଡେଥ୍ଟା ଗୋଟେ ବହୁତ ବଡ଼ ଜିନିଷ ରେଡ୍ ରୋଜ୍ ପାଇଁ, cried the nightingale. And life is very dear to all. ଜୀବନଟା ସମସ୍ତ ପ୍ରିୟ. Yet love is better than life. କିନ୍ତୁ ଲଭ୍ଟା ଲାଇଫ୍ଠୁ ବଡ଼. And what is the heart of a bird compared to the heart of a man? କହିଲା ଗୋଟେ ପକ୍ଷୀର ହାର୍ଟର କ'ଣ ମୂଲ୍ୟ ଅଛି ମଣିଷର ହୃଦୟ ସାଙ୍ଗରେ. So she spread her brown wings for flight and soared into the air. ସେ ଆକାଶ ଉଡ଼ିଗଲା. She swept over the garden like a shadow, and like a shadow she sailed into the tree. ସେ ଟ୍ରି ପଳେଇଲା. The young student was still lying on the grass where she had left him, and the tears were not yet dry in his beautiful eyes. ସେ ଷ୍ଟୁଡେଣ୍ଟର ଆଖିରେ ଲୁହ ଥିଲା, ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ କାନ୍ଦୁଥିଲା ସେ. Be happy, cried the nightingale. Be happy, you shall have your red rose. ସେ କହିଲା ଖୁସି ହୁଅ, ତୁମ ପାଇଁ ତୁମର ରେଡ୍ ରୋଜ୍ ଆଣିଦେବି. I will build it out of music by moonlight. ମୁନଲାଇଟ୍ରେ ଗୀତ ଗାଇକି ମୁଁ ତିଆରି କରିବି. and stain it with my own heart's blood. ମୋ ହୃଦୟର ହାର୍ଟର ରକ୍ତ ଦେଇକି ତାକୁ ତିଆରି କରିବି. All that I ask of you in return is that you will be a true lover, for love is wiser than philosophy. କହିଲେ ମୁଁ ତୁମକୁ ଯାହା ଚାହୁଁଛି ତା ବଦଳରେ ତୁମେ ଗୋଟେ ଟ୍ରୁ ଲଭର୍ ହୁଅ, ଫିଲୋସଫିଠୁ ବଡ଼ ଦର୍ଶନଠୁ. Though he is wise and mightier than power, though he is mighty, flame colored are his wings, and colored like a flame is his body, his lips are sweet as honey and his breath is like frankness. ସେ କହିଲା ତାର ହାର୍ଟଟା ବହୁତ ଭଲ ଅଛି, ପ୍ରକୃତ ଲାଭ ସେ ତୁମେ ବଳବାନ ହୋଇଅଛ ଆଉ ତୁମେ ତାକୁ ଟ୍ରୁ ଲଭର ହେବ. The student looked up from the grass and listened, but he could not understand what the nightingale was saying to him. ସେ କିଛି ବୁଝିପାରିଲାନି କ'ଣ କହିଲା ନାଇଟିଙ୍ଗେଲ୍, for he only knew the things that are written down in the books. ସେ ଖାଲି ବହିରେ ଯାହା ଲେଖା ହେଇଥିଲା ସେ ବୁଝିପାରୁଥିଲା, ସେ କ'ଣ କହିଲା ବୁଝିପାରିଲାନି. But the oak tree understood and felt sad, for he was very fond of the little nightingale who had built her nest in his branches. କିନ୍ତୁ ଓକ୍ ଟ୍ରି ବୁଝିପାରିଲା, କାରଣ ତା ବସାରେ ସେ ନାଇଟିଙ୍ଗେଲ୍ ଥିଲା, କେତେ କହୁଥିଲା, sing me one last song, he whispered, I shall feel very lonely when you are gone. ସେ କହିଲା ମୋ ପାଇଁ ଗୋଟେ ଲାଷ୍ଟ ସଙ୍ଗ୍ ଗାଅ, ତୁମେ ପଳେଇଲେ ମୁଁ ଦୁଃଖ କରିବି. So the nightingale sang to the oak tree and her voice was like water bubbling from a silver jar. silver jar ପାଣି ପଡ଼ିଲା ଭଳିଆ ତା ଭଏସ୍ଟା ଥିଲା. ଲାଷ୍ଟ ସଙ୍ଗ୍ ଗାଇଲା ଓକ୍ ଟ୍ରି ପାଇଁ. When she had finished her song, the student go up and pulled a notebook and a lead pencil out of his pocket. Notebook କାଢ଼ିଲା, pencil କାଢ଼ିଲା ପକେଟରୁ. She has form, he said to himself, and as he walked away through the garden. ସେ ଗାର୍ଡ଼େନ୍ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଗଲା ସେ ତାର ଫର୍ମ ଅଛି, ବଟ୍ has she got feeling, ତାର ଫିଲିଂ ଅଛି, I am afraid not, ତାର ଫିଲିଂ ନାହିଁ. In fact she is like most artists, she is all style without sincerity. ତାର ଖାଲି ଷ୍ଟାଇଲ୍ ଅଛି, ସିନ୍ସିୟରିଟି ନାହିଁ. ମୋଷ୍ଟ ଆର୍ଟିଷ୍ଟ ଭଳିଆ, ବହୁତ ଆର୍ଟିଷ୍ଟ ଭଳିଆ. she would not sacrifice herself for others, ସେ ତା ଜୀବନ କେବେ କାହା ପାଇଁ ଦେବ ନାହିଁ. she thinks merely of music, ସେ ମ୍ୟୁଜିକ୍ ପାଇଁ କଥା ଶୁଭୁଛି. still it must be admitted that she has some beautiful notes in her voice, କିନ୍ତୁ ତାର ଭଲ ଭଏସ୍ ଅଛି. what a pity it is that they do not mean anything or do any practical good, କିନ୍ତୁ କିଛି ଲାଭ ହେଉନି. and he went into his room and lay down on his little wooden bed. ତା କାଠ ଖଟରେ ଶୋଇ ପଡ଼ିଲା. began to think of his love and after a time he fell asleep. ତା ଲଭ୍ ବିଷୟରେ ଚିନ୍ତା କରି ଶୋଇ ପଡ଼ିଲା. and when the moon shone in the heavens, the nightingale flew in to the rose tree. ରାତିରେ ଗଲା, ଜହ୍ନ ଆସିଲା ଆକାଶରେ ସେ ଗଛ ପାଖକୁ. and set her breast against the thorn, ସେ କଣ୍ଟାରେ ତା ଛାତି ପୁରା ଚାପିକିରି ଧରିଲା. all night long she sang with her breast against the thorn, ତା ବ୍ରେଷ୍ଟ ଲଗେଇକି କଣ୍ଟାରେ ଫୋଡ଼ି ହେଇକିରି. cold crystal moon leaned down and listened. cold crystal moon ଶୁଣିଲେ କଥା. all night long she sang and the thorn went deeper and deeper into her breast, କଣ୍ଟାରେ ତା ହାତରେ ଫୋଡ଼ି ହେଇଗଲା. and her life blood ebbed away from her, ତା ବ୍ଲଡ଼ ବାହାରିଗଲା. he sang first of the birth of love in the heart of a boy and a girl. ସେ କ'ଣ କେଉଁ ବିଷୟ ଗୀତ ଗାଇଲା, ପ୍ରଥମେ ବୟ ଆଉ ଗାର୍ଲ ଭିତରେ ଯେଉଁ ହାର୍ଟରେ ଲଭ୍ ହୁଏ ପରସ୍ପର ଦେଖିଲେ. and on the top most spray of the rose tree there blossomed a marvelous rose. ତାପରେ ଗୋଟେ ଗଛରେ ଗୋଟେ ଫୁଲ ହେଲା. petal following petal, ପାଖୁଡ଼ା ପରେ ପାଖୁଡ଼ା ହେଲା. a song followed song. pale was it at first as the mist that hangs over the river, but the tree cried to the nightingale. ସେଟା ଯେଉଁ ପେଲ୍ ଥିଲା କଲର୍ଟା, to press closer against the thorn, ସେଟା କଣ୍ଟାକୁ ଫୋଡ଼ି ଦିଅ ଜୋରସରେ. ସେ ଗଛ କହିଲା press closer little nightingale, cried the tree. ସେ ଗଛ କହିଲା ତାକୁ ଛାତିକୁ ଫୋଡ଼ି ଦିଅ ପୁରା କଣ୍ଟାରେ. but the day will come before the rose is finished, ନହେଲେ ଦିନ ହେଇଯିବ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଫୁଲଟା ତିଆରି ହେଇଥିବ. nightingale pressed closer against the thorn and louder grew her song. ଛାତିରେ ଫୋଡ଼ିଲା ପୁରା ଜୋରସେ ଚାପି ଧରିଲା କଣ୍ଟାରେ, ଗୀତ ଗାଇଲା ଜୋରସେ. for she sang of the birth of passion in the soul of a man and a maid. ସେ ମଣିଷ ଗୋଟେ ଆଉ ତା ସେ ଝିଅ ଭିତରେ ଯେମିତି ପାସନ୍ ଆସେ, ଲଭ୍, ସେଇଟା ସେ ବିଷୟରେ ଗୀତ ଗାଇଲା. and a delicate flush of pink came into the lips of rose like the flush in the face of the bridegroom when he kisses the lips of the bride. ଯେତେବେଳେ ବରକନ୍ୟା ବାହା ହୁଅନ୍ତି, ବ୍ରାଇଡ଼ଗ୍ରୁମ୍ ଯେତେବେଳେ କିସ୍ କରେ ତା ହଜବେଣ୍ଡକୁ ବାହାରେ, ଯେତେ ଲାଜ ଆସେ, ହସ ଆସେ, ପିଙ୍କ କଲର୍ର ସେଇଟା ସେ ଆସେ. ତା ମୁହଁଟା କେମିତି ଦେଖାଯାଏ, ପିଙ୍କ, ସୁନ୍ଦର ଖୁସି ଦେଖାଯାଏ, ସେଇ କଲର୍ଟା ଆସିଲା ରୋଜ୍ର. but the thorn had not yet reached her heart, so this rose's heart remained white. କିନ୍ତୁ ତା କଣ୍ଟାଟା ସେ ପକ୍ଷୀର ହାର୍ଟରେ ଯାଇନଥିଲା, ତେଣୁକରି ଫୁଲଟା ହ୍ୱାଇଟ୍ ଥିଲା. for only a nightingale's heart's blood can crimson the heart of a rose. ନାଇଟିଙ୍ଗେଲ୍ ହାର୍ଟର ବ୍ଲଡ଼ଟା ହିଁ ରୋଜ୍ଟାକୁ ଲାଲ କରିବ. and the tree cried to the nightingale to press closer again, ଆଉ ଜୋରସେ ପ୍ରିୟା କହିଲା against the thorn. press closer little nightingale, cried the tree, ଆଉ ଜୋରସେ ଚାପି ଧର, or the day will come before the rose is finished, ନହେଲେ ଦିନ ହେଇଯିବ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଫୁଲଟା ଫୁଟିଥିବ. so the nightingale pressed closer against the thorn and the thorn touched her heart and a first pang of pain shot through her. ବହୁତ ଜୋରସେ ପେନ୍ ହେଲା. bitter was the pain and wilder and Wild dog grow her song. बहुत जोर से गीत गाइला. For she sang of the love that is perfected by death, of the love that dies not in the thumb. कहला eternal love से कहला. Love के मरे नहीं. যেটা perfect death रे perfect हुए. মৃত্যুর অন্ত নাই, পরজন্ম আইজন্ম এটা বডি হইতে নাই, এটা হচ্ছে ইটার্নাল লাভ। অ্যান্ড দ্য মার্ভেলাস রোজ বিকেম ক্রিমসন লাইক দ্য রোজ অফ ইস্টার্ন স্কাই। রোজটা ক্রিমসন হয়ে গেল। নাইটিঙ্গেলস ভয়েস গ্রিউ ফার ফেন্টার অ্যান্ড হর লিটিল উইংস বিগান টু বিট অ্যান্ড হর আইজ বিকেম ডিম। তাকে ডিম হয়ে গেলা। ফেন্টার এন্ড ফেন্টার গিভ হর সং অ্যান্ড সি ফেল সামথিং চোকিং হর ইন হর থ্রোট। তা থ্রোটরে କ'ଣ ଲାଗିଲା। ଦେନ୍ ସି gave one last burst of music. ଲାଷ୍ଟ ଗୀତ ଗାଇକି the red rose heard it and it trembled all over with ecstasy and opened its petals to the cold morning air. So cold morning air रे फूलटा फुटिगला फुल्ली. Look at the tree, the rose is finished now. से फूल फुटिगला. What Nightingale made no answer. କିନ୍ତୁ ସେ Nightingale କହିଲାନି, for she was lying dead in the long grass with a thorn in her heart. ସେ କଣ୍ଟା ଫୁଟି ଯାଇଥିଲା ତା ଛାତିରେ, ସେ ମରି ଯାଇଥିଲା. And at noon the student opened his window and looked out. 12 ଦିନରେ ନୁନରେ ଦେଖିଲା ଷ୍ଟୁଡେଣ୍ଟ. What a wonderful piece of luck, he cried. Here is a red rose. କେତେ ଭାଗ୍ୟବାନ ମୁଁ. I have never seen any rose like it on my life. ମୋ ଜୀବନରେ ଏମିତି ରୋଜ୍ ଦେଖିନି. It is so beautiful that I am sure it has a long Latin name. ଏତେ ସୁନ୍ଦର ଅଛି. And he leaned it down and plucked it. ତାପରେ ଫୁଲରେ ତୋଳିଲା. Then he put it on his hat and ran up to the professor's house with the rose in his hand. ଫୁଲ ଧରିକି ଗଲା ପ୍ରଫେସରଙ୍କୁ. ତା ଝିଅ ପାଖକୁ ଗଲା, ବାପର ପାଖକୁ. The daughter of the professor was sitting in the doorway, winding blue silk on a reel. And her little dog was lying at her feet. ତା ଛୋଟ କୁକୁରଟା ପାଖେ ବସିଥିଲା. You said that you dance with me if I brought you red rose, cried the student. କହିଲା ମୋ ସାଙ୍ଗେ ତମେ ନାଚିବ ଯଦି ରେଡ୍ ରୋଜ୍ ଦେଲେ. Here is the reddest rose in all the world. ପୁରା ପୃଥିବୀର ସବୁଠୁ ରେଡ୍ ରୋଜ୍ ଅଛି. You will wear it so tonight next to your heart. ହାର୍ଟ ପାଖରେ ପିନ୍ଧିବ. And as we dance together it will tell you how I love you. ତମେ ମିଶି ନାଚିବା, କହିବ, ଫୁଲ କହିବ ଆମେ କେତେ ଭଲ ପାଉଛୁ ପରସ୍ପର. But the girl frowned. କିନ୍ତୁ ସେ ଖୁସି ହେଲାନି, ଝିଅଟା ରାଗିଲା. I am afraid it will not go with my dress. କହିଲା ମୋ ଡ୍ରେସ୍ କଲର୍ ସାଙ୍ଗେ ମ୍ୟାଚ୍ କରିବନି. She answered. And besides, the Chamberlain's nephew has sent me some real jewels. କହିଲା ମୋତେ ଚାମ୍ବରଲିନ୍ସ ଯେ ନେଫ୍ୟୁ ଥିଲେ ସେ ମୋ ପାଇଁ ବହୁତ ସୁନ୍ଦର ସୁନ୍ଦର ଜୁଏଲ୍ ପଠାଇଛନ୍ତି, ଅତି ମାଣିକ୍ୟ. And everybody knows that jewels cost far more than flowers. ସମସ୍ତେ ଜାଣିଛନ୍ତି ଯେ ଜୁଏଲ୍ସଟା ଫ୍ଲାୱାର୍ଠୁ ବେଶୀ ଦାମ, ମୂଲ୍ୟବାନ. Well, upon my word, you are very ungrateful. ଷ୍ଟୁଡେଣ୍ଟ କହିଲା, ଭାରି ଅକୃତଜ୍ଞ. Student said angrily, and he threw the rose into the street where it fell into the gutter, and a cart wheeler went over it. ସେ ରାଗିକି ଫୋପାଡ଼ିଦେଲା ଫୁଲଟାକୁ ଗୋଟେ, ତାପରେ ହୁଇଲ୍ ଚାଲିଗଲା. Ungrateful said the girl. ସେ ଗାର୍ଲ କହିଲା, ungrateful, ଅକୃତଜ୍ଞ. I tell you something, you are very rude. ତମେ ବହୁତ ରୁକ୍ଷ. After all, who are you? ତମେ କ'ଣ? Only a student. ଛାତ୍ର. Why don't you believe you have even got silver buckets to your shoes as the Chamberlain's nephew has? ତମ ପାଖରେ ଗୋଟେ ସିଲଭର ବକେଲ୍ସ ବି ନାହିଁ. And she got up from her chair and went into the house. ଘରକୁ ପଳେଇଲା. What a silly thing love is, said the student. ସେ କହିଲା ଲଭ୍ଟା କେତେ ସିଲି ଜିନିଷ. As he walked away, it is not half as useful as logic. ଲଜିକ୍ ଗୁଡ଼ାର ହାଫ୍ ବି ନୁହେଁ. For it does not prove anything, and it always telling one of things that are not going to happen. ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ କହୁଛି ତାର ହୁଏ ନାହିଁ ଭବିଷ୍ୟତରେ. And making one believe things that are not true. ଯେଉଁ ଜିନିଷ ସତ୍ୟ ନୁହେଁ ସେଟାକୁ ଲୋକଙ୍କୁ ବିଶ୍ୱାସ କରାଏ. In fact, it is quite unpractically. ଲଭ୍ଟା ପ୍ରାକ୍ଟିକାଲ ନୁହଁ. ସେ ଫିଲୋସଫିରୁ କହୁଥିଲେ ଲଜିକ୍ରୁ. As in this age, the practical is everything. ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଏଜ୍ରେ ପ୍ରାକ୍ଟିକାଲ ହେଉଛି ଏଭ୍ରିଥିଙ୍ଗ. I shall go back to philosophy and study metaphysics. କହିଲା ମୁଁ ଫିଲୋସଫି ପଢ଼ିବି, କାରଣ ସେ ଫିଲୋସଫି ଷ୍ଟୁଡେଣ୍ଟ ଥିଲା, ମେଟାଫିଜିକ୍ସ ପଢ଼ିବି. So he returned to his room and pulled out a great dusty book. ବହି କାଢ଼ିଲା, ଡଷ୍ଟି ବୁକ୍ଟା ଧୂଳିକିରି and began to ସେ ବହିଟା କାଢ଼ି ପଢ଼ିଲା. ସେ କ'ଣ କହିଲା? ଏଇଟା ହେଉଛି ମେନ୍ ପଏଣ୍ଟ. ପଢ଼ିଲେ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ. The girl rejects the boy for money and jewels. କାରଣ ସେ ପାଇଥିଲା ମନି ଜୁଏଲ୍ସ ପାଇଥିଲା, ତାକୁ ବେଶୀ ଇମ୍ପୋର୍ଟାଣ୍ଟ ଦେଲା. ସେ ଡ୍ରେସ୍ଟା ସେ ମ୍ୟାଚ୍ କରୁନଥିଲା. ମନି ଜୁଏଲ୍ସ ମୋର୍ ଫର୍ ଦି ଗାର୍ଲ ଦ୍ୟାନ୍ ଦ ରେଡ୍ ରୋଜ୍. କିନ୍ତୁ ଯେଉଁ ସାକ୍ରିଫାଇସ୍ କରିଥିଲା ନାଇଟିଙ୍ଗେଲ୍ ତା ପାଇଁ ସବୁ ବୃଥା ହେଲା. କିଛି ଲାଭ ହେଲାନି, କିନ୍ତୁ ସେ ତା ଟୁ ଲଭ୍ ପାଇଁ ସାକ୍ରିଫାଇସ୍ କରିଥିଲା, ତାକୁ କହିଥିଲା. ଫିଲୋସଫି ଷ୍ଟୁଡେଣ୍ଟ ଥିଲା, ସେ ଭଲ ପାଉଥିଲା. ନାଇଟିଙ୍ଗେଲ୍ ଆଣ୍ଡ ଦ ରେଡ୍ ରୋଜ୍. ଓସ୍କାର ୱାଇଲ୍ଡ କହିଛନ୍ତି ତାକୁ, ଏ ବିଷୟରେ କହିଛନ୍ତି. ହଉ, ଆଜି ଏତିକି. ତାପରେ ଆଉ ନେକ୍ସଟ ଚାପ୍ଟର ପଢ଼ିବା. ଯଦି ତୁମମାନଙ୍କୁ ଗୋଟେ ଭଲ ଲାଗେ ତାହେଲେ ଏଇ ରେଡ଼୍ ବଟନ୍ଟାକୁ ପ୍ରେସ୍ କରିଦେବ, ସବସ୍କ୍ରାଇବ୍ କରିଦେବ, ଆଉ ତୁମ ସାଙ୍ଗସାଥି ସାଙ୍ଗରେ ସେୟାର କରିଦେବ. ପ୍ଲିଜ୍ ପ୍ରେସ୍ ଦ ରେଡ଼୍ ବଟନ୍ if you like. Please subscribe and discuss the question and answers one by one and discuss the next chapter. Please share and subscribe. Help others You always try to help others as Nightingale helped, because if you will help others, they will also help you. Discuss among yourselves, then you will learn more by more. Make some notes, read the story again, just like a fairy tale. Remember the name of the author, Oscar Wilde, Nightingale and the Rose. Okay, thank you very much.